Although I could revisit older stories and even bring up past experiences with dogs I've not yet mentioned, all I actually need to do to convey to people why I hate dogs with a passion is describe what it is like in 2 different places where I've lived. I originally planned on doing one final video where I attempt to explain to the mass of people why I hate dogs as much as I do, but by now it is clear that there is nothing they will consider valid criticism of these wretched abominations. It's as if their brains have been hijacked. Instead, I leave this up in the hopes that like-minded people, who likewise appreciate things like peace and quiet and the absence of needless violence around themselves, eventually find it and take some solace in it. So, first, there's the last place I lived at. I avoided getting onto the lift on numerous occasions because I'm not going to get in there with a dog. It's just common sense. Dogs can't keep to themselves and tend to jump on people at random, and they have sharp teeth. They also tend to smell horribly, and any number of things can go wrong when in an enclosed space with a dog. Whether trapped in a car with one on the highway or in an airplane seat or an elevator, it is even worse than making the mistake of walking close to one along a sidewalk. As for a different building where I can simply opt to take the stairs up, my sole complaint is that it isn't a dog-free building. A significant percentage of dog owners there don't believe in walking their dog on a lead. Rather, they allow the thing to roam freely, as though it were not the unpredictable, hyper-aggressive, and super-intrusive critter it is. They just allow their wretched mutts to run free, in other words. Or they've got them on those crazy retractable leashes, which is the equivalent of not having the thing on a lead. In just a few weeks, I've had to do the following dance on several occasions. I've had to give these nutters a wide berth, or just plain go out of my way, all to avoid getting anywhere near them whilst they have their dogs with them. On several occasions, when I simply stepped around the footpath, their rotten vermin have responded to me simply walking around them with extreme hostility. Thus far, it has always been smaller dogs too. Not that I trust the larger ones, but for heaven's sake, I have come to detest the smaller dogs even more than most larger ones. The only reason I don't hate them more than I do pit bulls is because you could easily punt one of these retarded ankle biters or simply mace the little fucker, stopping it in its pathetic tracks. Whereas you would need serious firepower to stop a charging pit bull. One of these could chew up your shoes if you let it reside with you. The other could chew up your baby and send you to intensive care. It is a typical scenario. All I am doing is walking from one place to another, such as moving from the front gate to my unit or going from my unit to the mailroom, and minding my own business. And can you guess what inevitably happens at least twice a week? Some awkward interaction in which some dog nutter should be utterly embarrassed over their bizarre lifestyle choice, but which teaches them no lesson. It is a typical scenario in which their disgusting craphound, usually restrained, pulls and tugs with all its might to get to me, all whilst barking its tiny little pea-brain head off and making atrocious vocalizations. There's one window where these 2 tiny yapping dogs are constantly going off, barking their heads off at anything that passes by. The window is open, so you can also see the deranged barking rats. It is so off-putting, and I constantly hear all kinds of dogs barking from inside the apartment units, just when I'm walking about. I have seen evidence of people not picking up after their dogs. I've also seen dogs violently attacking each other on my way to check the mail. This place would be so peaceful if only there were no dogs. So, how could it be bad to wish for this alternative? That is what I'm still trying to suss out.